Hello. We have yet another beer to review on yet another episode of High Tide Imbibe. I know you've all waited for it. It's so exciting. Yeah, we got another Lunn's Mill. I forgot to mention previously in the other Lunn's Mill video I just did. So it seems like they're rebranding their stuff. Like they got new labels. I think I first noticed this with their Eclipse Black IPA from a couple months back when I did that. But yeah, this is their porter. It used to be called something else. I think it was Anvil Porter or something like that. It's still listed as Anvil Porter on their website. I think I encountered that as well with their pub ale or something like that, where I realized, oh, I'd already done this before. It was under a different name. So they're not really keeping up to date on the website end of things with their names and all that stuff. I don't think, unless the stuff they're releasing in the NSLC is just under a different branding regime for whatever weird reason than what you can get at their actual brew pub. But yeah, this is their Mashbird Porter. I don't know what bird that is on there. I'm not a bird guy. Maybe it's some sort of partridge or something. I don't know. Mashbird. 5.6% alcohol by volume. It is a porter. We're not expecting exciting things. We're expecting solid. To the style. That's what we're expecting. And of course, that's something Lunn's Mill has been good at. Had very good results of Lunn's Mill and their beers. So I am optimistic that this will at very least be solid. And it might surprise me and be world beating. We'll see. All right. Looks good. It looks maybe slightly darker than the red ale I just previously did. This one's brown all the way down. Like there's not the little mahogany tinges here, so it's definitely fitting right into that porter scale. And that the head is a little bit darker than the head on the red ale, which was kind of coffee cream color. This is getting a little closer to the tan, much thicker head going on there too. Looks good. Let's go to the aroma. Mild roasty grain. Teeny little bit of chocolate. Not quite what I call a coffee roast. More toasty than roasty, I'd say, yeah. Roasty, you're getting more stout and coffee and stuff like that. This is more dialed back a little bit more toasty grained. And it's got a little bit of a mild chocolate backbone in there somewhere. Again, much like the red ale I just did, very like pulled back, a little bit reserved, not like any big notes jumping out. Smells very pleasant though, very nice. Smells like something you would want as pub fare at like a brew pub that you're maybe having like fish and chips at, or a salad, or some, whatever the hamburger, whatever the fuck you're eating there, that kind of thing. Which I feel like that's the sort of atmosphere they go for with their stuff. I've never been to the actual Lunn's Mill thing, but I assume that's probably kind of what they're going for, based on the pictures and stuff on their website. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Again, like I said in the previous video I did on the red ale, hinting at more touristy kind of stuff, but I'm not using that as a pejorative as I sometimes would. Sometimes some breweries are just very cynical and like, we make these styles and we have all kinds of other products we sell along with them, and we're very tourist driven, very tourist based, very but in a, like a corporate shitty way, a very slick corporate shitty way. Whereas Lunn's Mill feels very authentic and very just down home regional. They don't feel like there's any cynical thought process behind anything they're doing here. There's art and diversity in their branding and the way they go about things, and their beers are all generally pretty good. Whereas like when you get like a more tourist driven brewery that just does the bare minimum, and their beers kind of taste like, they're accessible, but they don't taste great, that's a problem. I think the biggest example of this I can still point out would have been like the Rare Bird beers from Authentic Seacoast. They've gotten better over the years, but there was this initial thing where they got, like, I can't remember the goddamn guy's name, famous traveling brewmaster who would go all over to different breweries and make beer for different breweries. He did like their first batches, and they were great. And then the other people took over after he left, and the quality of the beer went for quite a while. And I was like, fuck this corporate bullshit. This bland, just lack of art. It was like AI or something, AI beer or some bullshit before AI was a thing. Or as we understand AI to be now was a thing. Anyway, I'm getting way off topic here. We need to get into the beer. Smells good. Cheers. Taste. That was good. Again, like the red ale, one of the big strengths of this is it's got a good body to it. This is like upper medium bodied, too full almost. Like, that is, oh well. You're already getting extra points. It's got a good little bit of a slight chocolatey sweetness up front. The toastiness really comes out in the taste here. So the flavors are a little bit bigger than I was actually kind of expecting them to be. It's not like I'd say it's a robust porter or anything like that. It's still very much like a kind of a standard porter in style, but the flavors do punch up a little bit compared to what you're usually expecting. Finishes with a good dryness. There's almost like a lactic sweetness to it in the back of the mouth. Gives a kind of a creaminess, or at least the appearance of creaminess in the mouthfeel. Beers can sometimes trick your palate that way, I find anyway. There's a good roasty bitterness at the end of this. And it holds back just enough where it's like, no, this ain't a stout, brother. This is a porter. Although that roastiness is the big note. Yeah, what was a toastiness in the smell becomes a roastiness in the actual taste. Good little bit of sweetness to balance out there. This would be great for having with a dish of like fish and chips or a burger or whatever you're getting at like a pub. So it's exactly kind of what I thought it was going to be. So, except for like slightly better because it tastes better than it has to, basically. This is really good. I am pleasantly surprised with this one. So the Mashbird Porter from Lunn's Mill, style-wise, I'm giving this an 8. Does a little bit more than it has to. So Hits all the notes, but it's a little bit better. Punching up a little bit above its weight class. Personal preference, I'm going to go 8.5. I like it. I'm going to buy it again. Always up for a good porter in my selection. So that's what I'm going to do. The Mashbird, 8 for style, 8.5 for personal preference. It's a good one. Lunn's Mill does good beer. So, yeah, good on them. Thank you, Lunn's Mill, for another good beer. And thank you all who watch. And you guys be good and be safe. Till next time.